Well, the question on everyone's lips these days is, of course, what in the hell is going to go south next? But after that, the question on everyone's lips these days is, will 2016 be the year of the woman? Right now, 2016 is still scheduled to be the year of the gray-speckled salamander, but you never know. Identity politics are one of the worst of the pox of boils unleashed on the Great Republic by the progressive left. It's an extension, really, of the doctrine of critical theory, where e pluribus unum, out of many one, is turned on its repressive, racist, homophobic, patriarchal, dead white male ear, and the country is divided into various ethnic, racial, religious, and sexual identity tribes. And of course, the biggest grievance group of all comes in at just around 51%. So by all means, let's get them gymmed up for the big battle coming up. Now, as for today, I'm a lonely man here at PJTV. My regular friends have left me, probably due to poor hygiene on the part of the PJTV producers. So joining me today for the previously occupied Steve Green is our own Michelle Fields, and sitting in for traveling man Scott Ott, our own Stephen Kruiser. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Well, guys, the Republican war on women, which was trotted out for a test run to great effect against Mitt Romney in 2012, is just now starting to purr. I'm sorry, not purr, roar, roar. Now, Steve, you're usually at a loss for words when it comes to chicanery, lies, and evil in exchange for honest votes on the parts of Democrats. So why don't we just play a little game here? We're going to give you your head and let you run with it. We'll do a little word association. I'll say a word, and you just say the first thing that comes into mind. Ready? Okay. Hillary. Yep.
Pathetic. This woman has made a career on being some kind of feminist icon when in reality she's gotten everything that she's gotten by riding the coattails of two men who have publicly humiliated her, one personally and one professionally. If it weren't for Bill Clinton or Barack Obama, she would be nowhere. She's not a strong candidate. I mean, she got the one tough race she was ever in was against Rudy Giuliani, and he got prostate cancer, which I'm sure she gave him because I also think she's the devil. So this whole Hillary is a feminist icon thing is one of the most galling false narratives to me to emerge in the last 20 years, because she's only here because she sat by and shut up like some good little 1950s housewife while her husband was out embarrassing her and her child.
That's why he has the Twitter followers he has, ladies and gentlemen. Succinct, precise, and devastating. Michelle, for the benefit of our progressive listeners, if we have any, we were wondering if you could help us explain something. You are, to all appearances, for those of us watching right now, completely female, very beautiful young lady. But of course, we know that's impossible because there's no such thing as conservative women. We've been told this again and again and again. So what would it take for you to become an actual woman in the eyes of your moral betters?
Well, it would have to be me in favor of distributive policies. I mean, if anyone sees on the left, if there's a woman who is for economic freedom, well, they're not a woman. They hate women. They're trying to put women down. If they believe, if they're pro-life, they're not a woman. So basically, if you fall anywhere to the right, you are not a woman and you are a disgrace.
Would you mind if I put you in my binder after the show is over? That was an extraordinary response, and I think I'd like to keep that handy. Well, my friends, you can prepare for the same argument that we got from these horrid people in 2008. It's time. History calls. The pages of progress must be turned. I'd remind you that for them, a call to you to vote for a woman simply because she's a woman is to violate the entire founding tenet of feminism, namely that women are the full equals of men and can compete on their own merits. Now, as the foreign policy of the United States collapses around our eyes and the negligence and the malfeasance of Benghazi still hangs in the air like the smoke, no wonder Madam Clinton is asking you not to look at the content of her character, but rather at the color of her pantsuit. And finally, don't forget that Hillary Clinton is where she is just exactly as Steve Kruiser said. It's because of who she married and who she remained married to when that man, who after the Monica Lewinsky scandal would have been the poster child of feminist outrage against male boorishness, if only that male bore had the good sense to be a Republican. If you wanted competence, character, and a rise to the peaks of power through hard work and no help asked for from race or sex, now you couldn't have done better than this person. The fact that she was vilified by the so-called progressive left is all the evidence you need that it's not being black that's valued and it's not being a woman. What they need is someone to make being black or being a woman into a bludgeon to beat the American people into line. character, like Condoleezza Rice's character, are kind of deal killers in that regard. For PJTV, I'm Bill Whittle.